So what can you tell me about the team behind the game?
So yeah, the team behind the game, we're based in Denmark. We're 7 people right now. No, sorry, 9 people, and with 3 interns. What we have right now is we have one 2D artist, one 3D artist, 2 programmers, me as the creative director, and let me see. We have our CEO. It's a pretty solid team. Like we do pretty good stuff, and we do it really fast. Compared to this game, it took us 3 months to do the prototype, and that was 3 people, me and 2 others. And after that, we used around 4 months to complete the whole game for the full team.
And this is your first VR game you've made, or have you done VR projects before?
It's actually our second. The first one we made was Kitty Apocalypse, which was around, what was that? I think it was, around 5 months ago we released it. Yeah, I can't remember, yeah. But it was, yeah.
And what's it been like working with VR? Is it obviously a lot more difficult than a standard game? Or what sort of challenges have you encountered?
Well, when you're making VR games, you start up with seeing it as being like a normal PC game. You have all these things you've learned from making PC games that you just can't use anymore. For example, you use screen shake, you use flashes, you use all those kind of things as effects for the game. It is like cheap things to use and really gives like a big punch to it. But you can't use these things in VR because it makes people sick and it makes people hurt their heads and their eyes and all that. So you kind of have to like reinvent how to make games from the start. And that's probably the most difficult thing. Making the game itself it's not that difficult. It's just getting the plugins and then it's pretty much working.
So what's the story behind the game itself?
So the story is that we were at Amaze Festival in Berlin, the gaming festival, and we were sitting and chatting, me and 2 other guys who are now working in the company as well. We were chatting about like what kind of games would be fun in VR, and then there was a video on YouTube with these redneck guys driving on a boat, like riding on a boat, and all of these it's like invasive species of Asian carps jumping around the boat, and these guys were like throwing spears at them and using bows to shoot them down with like GoPros sticking on really amazingly insane, and we thought it would be fun in VR, and then I did the prototype for it.
And how many levels are you expecting in this? I know there was quite a few from what I saw. I only played the first one, I believe.
Yeah.
But
so right now there's 9 levels. There's 3 different areas: Northern, Lagoon, and Swamp. And then there is 3 inside that, which is the normal, hard, and hardcore. And the one you played was the easiest one, and then you get harder and harder and harder and harder.
Yeah, I was bad at easy, so what can you do? Is there some online scoreboards that you can compare and compete against other people online?
Yeah, we have a scoreboard you can see on the website as well as in the game. Right now it's one leaderboard per weapon per level. So it's gonna be like something like maybe 30 different leaderboards, but it's all because of we don't want people to choose one weapon which should be the best one. We want people to find their way of playing the game and what they like, and then they can compete with other people who also like the same thing.
And is there any plans to sort of add a more co-op functionality? Maybe have 2 people with VR, sort of going at the same level, or?
So right now we we have a party mode, which is it's like a local multiplayer. So you can sit at home at the couch with a bunch of friends, and then you start up party mode, and then you choose weapons for everybody, and then every time one person dies or finishes a level, he passes the goggle to the next one, and then at the end you will compare the score. Yeah, exactly. Okay. More like a party game.
And can you talk a little bit about the art style you decided to go with for the game? Was there any sort of back and forth on what sort of art style to go with, or did you have a pretty clear mindset of what you wanted from the get-go?
So I was going about I wanted something clean, something that was easy to do, because one of our goals from the start was that we wanted to create a game that we could have a really easy and really fast turnaround on. And so we were going with saying, okay, we want everything to be single colored, and we want to use, because in VR, using geometry instead of using textures is a really, really good idea. So we went more heavy on geometry. So you have all of these dimensions you can look at when you're looking at the thing, and after that it was iterations on getting it better and getting it a little bit more and less of this and more of that, and then we ended up with this style. So it was kind of clear cut from the start. Thank you.
And I noticed it doesn't say on here, but I believe in there it says it's coming to various different VR systems. Yep. How has it been sort of getting the game to work across the board? Has it been a challenge, or were they pretty easy to get working on all sort of VR systems?
So right now we're still creating the game for PlayStation VR, which is a little bit more of a challenge than the other. But the other ones is pretty much just getting it. Like the plugins are all supported for the various headsets. So mostly it's just the same. You make for one headset, and it basically works on the next one, which is great. It's really great.
And is this available now, or can we expect to see it in the near future? Or?
It was available yesterday, actually. It came out yesterday, but for PlayStation VR, it will probably be around 2 months or so before it.
So it's already available on the HTC Vive, Oculus Rift,
yes,
and will come into PlayStation VR later in the year?
On Steam right now, yeah. On Steam and Oculus Store.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time.